Hey Precalc kids, I'm going to go through an example of how to write the equation of a parabola in transformational form given some different pieces of information. So this is number 11 on that tan worksheet we got in class. We're told that we have a vertex at -8, 7 and a directrix of y equals 29/4. First step that I would recommend when you're working with a problem like this is to do a quick sketch of the stuff that you know. Okay, I'm going to draw just a quick pair of, so this is like an XY axis kind of thing. Boy, that's terrible. I don't know why that didn't go straight. Forget it. Okay, so I'm going to draw a quick sketch, like I said. And I know my vertex is at -8, 7. So -8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up. So over here is my vertex, okay, at -8, 7. Now, my directrix is at y equals 29/4. A couple things I know about that. First of all, y equals 29/4. Y equals is going to be a horizontal line. Okay? So, if I've got a horizontal line, it's either going to be above or below this vertex. Okay? Which means that my parabola is going to be opening either up or down. Right? So, the next thing I would do is I would think to myself, right, y equals 29/4. 29/4 is a fraction that it doesn't quite match up with these. So if I were to change that into a mixed number, well, that would be 7 and 1/4, right? Now my vertex is at -8, 7. My directrix is at 7 and 1/4. Okay, y equals 7 and 1/4. So this y equals 7, but this y equals 7 and 1/4. So my directrix is going to be a little bit above the vertex. Okay, so if my directrix is above the vertex, that means my parabola is going to be opening downwards. Okay, which is also helpful as I write the equation, because now if I'm writing an equation of a parabola that goes down, it's going to be x that gets squared and y will not be squared. Okay. Now notice I use a parentheses here. I'm going to put x in one with the square y in the other one. Well, that's where I use the vertex. So my vertex is at -8, 7. That means it's going to be x plus 8 and y minus 7. That would move the vertex from 0, 0 to the place that I need it to be. And it's squared because it was the x because we're going down. Okay. Now, here's the other thing we got to figure out. What goes right here? Okay. Because when I'm in standard form, it's always going to be x minus h squared is equal to 4 times p times y minus k. And again, that's the standard form for a parabola that opens up or down. If this was left and right, well, then the y minus k would be over here being squared, and x minus h would be over here. So I have to figure out what p is. Okay. I don't have a function, but what I do have is I have enough information that I know that I went from the vertex to the directrix. There's a little bit of difference. Remember, the vertex was at -8, 7, and the directrix was at 7 and 1/4. So that means I went up 1/4 of a unit to get to the directrix. And p is going to be the opposite of the directrix. So p will be -1/4. Okay. Meaning I'm going to go down 1/4 of a unit to get to the focus. That would make sense because I go down 1/4 of a unit to get to the focus, which is inside of the parabola. So p is -1/4. And 4 times p is the number that I need to put in front of my y expression here. Taking 4 times -1/4 gives me -1. Okay. Now, if you want to write a -1 there, that's fine. Otherwise, you'd probably see the answer written something like this. You'd see x plus 8 squared is equal to negative, as in -1, y minus 7. So there would be the standard form equation, or the transformational form equation of a parabola who's got a vertex at -8, 7 and a directrix at y equals 29/4, which means that p is -1/4. You get the idea. This is what our answer would look like. Okay, so again, can't emphasize enough, draw a little sketch first and figure out how your directrix or your focus or whatever information is given to you would help you piece together and figure out what p is, which direction we're going, etc. Okay, so good luck with those.